Okay, so to start out, I would like to say that now I have kind of a script. I have not written it down, but I kind of know where I will have to go during this video. This will be one of the first videos I will do about my theory, which is the fundament of this channel. And I will probably, this video will probably be more coherent than the last one. The last one had a bit about a lot of rambling and such. This will maybe have some rambling more because of how I didn't write the script, that I have it in my mind from all the previous conversation I had about my theory. So maybe it will be better for you to listen to, but I don't really know. So please trust me. The first point that I will try to make and try to get you hooked on is the fact that love itself is an abstract concept while attraction is not. What do I mean by that? Love and attraction are two completely different things, physically and metaphysically. Firstly, because attraction is just a mean. It is not something to end for. You do not at some point get attraction and say, oh, this will be what I am doing for life. No, attraction is just a mean and it's just a tool, and as that we will consider it as such. Well, love can be considered an end situation. What do we say while we say that love can be considered an end situation? Because love is such an abstract view and such a peculiar thing that it is cannot be explained just with mathematics and economics, because in attraction can be explained justly because of mathematics and economics. We will do that later, maybe not even in this video. We will maybe not go down all the various stuff about the composition of attraction and all the stuff, but this video will be a general introduction to my thought. But the first thing we have to pinpoint, because in the future, if people start to think using me as a base, I do not want them to do something that goes against this specific thing, is that love is not attraction, and thus love will be treated completely different, and we will not analyze that because it is different to analyze, and it is not the final terminus of our analysis. The final terminus of our analysis is attraction. Love is another thing. Love is the heavenly time where two souls meet in a paradisiac union which simulates heaven. I know this might be a kind of a mystic view on love, but I am exaggerating this on a way that you cannot analyze mathematical love as we do with attraction. Attraction can be put on the analytical, which we will do. I will do primarily. If you do something else, please notify me, because I will build on it and I will answer you and I will try to explain my thoughts, which is very young. My thought is very young, so again, please feed me. But as I have said, we will just analyze attraction. Love is not something to be analyzed as of right now. Maybe in the future my thought will evolve and I will be able to analyze love the same way I analyze attraction, but I don't think so. For now, I think we will just analyze attraction and the methods of attraction. In this episode, we will probably go on about subjectivant objectivity and the theory of features. Okay. Talking about subjective and objectivity, we will firstly have to pinpoint something exactly. We cannot say that something is merely objectival when talking about attraction. What I mean by that is that there is a blonde girl, okay? We have this example, a blonde girl. There is not an objectival way, if not through subjective objectivation, that we will analyze furtherly, but through that you will discover that that is not objective, it's just subjective applied to the masses. So, there is no objectiveness on the fact that that is beautiful. Yes, there is true subjective and objectivity, but it's not objective of itself. I have made this point multiple times and I will continue to do this. It's not objective on itself. Objectivity only comes from subjectivity in this analysis. Very well. So, what do we have? A person generally, again seeing this girl or this man, do whatever you want in this example, thinks about that person, if they are not always, they think about this person and they say, yes, I find them attractive, no, I don't find them attractive. This is kind of obvious, okay? But what I will take now is a Zizek claim, which went on something like this. So, the moment you say you understand why you like someone, you cannot in that way like that love them. It's our example anyway. Love them anymore. I think that is true, but in a specific lens, because there is a thing you love them for, which is the feature of harmony between all other features. We will explain that later, but the person itself, himself or herself, does not know it, because that will go against the perception of features, and you will see things too analytically, which I do. And it is probably, I don't want to make this personalistic, but it's a short parenthesis. This is the reason why I will probably never find love, and I will stay alone all of my life, because I'm too of an analytical person, and I will never see past this. Probably this is much of a disability to me. So, subjective and objectivity. There is a specific feature, let's say, green eyes. Green eyes are perceived by the population, let's say 30% of the population finds green eyes attractive. Okay, we have pinpointed that. But there's another factor to consider, not only if they are attractive to someone, but how much they are important for the overall attractiveness of a person. And that is varies from person for person, but we can take the average. Let's say about the average that the average of the 30% of people is 10%, so we can say that in the average, green eyes are 10% important on attractivity, so importance of attractiveness, on the 30% of value of attractiveness. This is the first two terms to say: importance of attractiveness and value of attractiveness. Okay, so where do we end like that? So there is a feature which can be analyzed as subjective. Yes, it is subjective, because there is a people who likes it and like one who doesn't, and it's not determined by a strange analytical mathematical factor. It's just they like it, don't like it. Yes, it is determined by brain stems going through and all of that shit, but we will not analyze it because also it's stupid. I will leave that to the biologists. So we have this percentage of people which determines the overall value of these features. Feature X, green eyes. Okay, now, a man, as Marx said, of capitalism, which is a great abundance of I don't know how you say in English. In Italian we say merce, which is products, commodities, maybe. Let's say commodities. I don't remember the English translation. But as Marx said, this is the great abundance of features in one person. That, well, maybe Marx didn't say this, but he said it as about capitalism and saying something similar to a specific person. Okay, so a person is just the sum of their features. And through that, we can understand that a person is liked only through those features and the way of attraction. Again, love is a completely different thing, but maybe the relation between attraction and love will be analyzed in some other place. So, on attraction, they are liked because of their features. There is literally nothing else. You can pinpoint everything in a human being: eyes, personality, rich, wealth, intelligence, smartness, everything. It's just features, okay? You cannot say anything else, because a human is just the sum of their features. Okay, so now let's imagine that thing, omega. Omega is a specific person which we hypothesize that has a normal a sum of their features, which are all negative features to the majority of the people, because there are positive and negative features. Let's say a bad nose as some people who find it not attractive with some level of importance of attractiveness in the negative sense, okay, this hypothetical person is completely cut off from everything because they have completely negative features and they will never find anything internally. They have no wealth. They are dumbbells. They're not funny. They're not anything. So, in the compliance of all the features, this hypothetical omega person will never find love. Okay, so we have established that there can be, and there will be, if there exists an omega person, someone who will never find love. It is not necessary for someone to not find love to be omega, but it is an omega is always someone who never finds love. We will dive into this pretty further when we understand a lot about the surface and the underground in the next videos I will do. Okay, now let's get to the final touches of this thing. So, another thing I have to say on attractiveness is that a person, as I have said before, the best feature and the most important one a person has is the harmony of their features, which sounds like a strange term, like dictatorship of the proletariat, but is as dictatorship of the proletariat does not mean dictatorship itself, but it means another thing. What does it mean? It means the complex uniteness of all the features into one singular body, which is the person itself. You do not consider feature by feature. You consider, this person has green eyes. I do not like green eyes, but the person has a mouth which has this feature and this feature. This person has this personality which has this feature and this feature. And so you have to consider that when you have to analyze. And when, personally, you do this in a matter of seconds because your brain are trained to, you know what they say, you fall in love in 7 seconds. You find attractiveness in 7 seconds because you do not fall in love in 7 seconds. Love is the precise act of knowing all of the Pirandellian masks of someone and accepting them and loving them as much as you can. Okay, that is another thing completely. This is not relating to attraction, but again, a person sees the features of another person, and in the 7 seconds, I've always been said, they realize, oh yes, I do find this person attractive. Maybe it's not even the 7 seconds. You have to maybe do something else, because maybe that person has some exterior features like aspect or friendship. They have friendship with some people that you don't like. When you go meet this person, you see that you like them internally, like they have a great personality, or maybe they have some wealth which you might like. So this was my take on some stuff. This is pretty redundant, and also this is explained pretty badly because I cannot really explain stuff like this on a microphone. I am not really that good on that, but I will try someday to write a book where I can explain it better, because as of right now I am not that good to explain all of my theories just in a video. More videos will come out on this thing. I will probably yes, I will probably put out some more videos because I will try to educate the world on my personal view. And again, thank you for watching. Every view, every like, every sub really helps my channel grow. There's not many people as of right now who are subscribed or watching my channel, but I really appreciate you guys for what you do for me. Thanks. Now, Mike who goes by, and glory to the brigades.